Welcome to FAQsaga, where curiosity becomes a storyline and every question opens a new chapter. In a world overflowing with information, this channel cuts through the noise, turning confusion into clarity and everyday wonder into meaningful insight. Whether you're exploring ideas, decoding culture, or diving deep into the psychology behind human behavior, FAQsaga is your guide through the maze. Created by Chaos with X, this space transforms questions into narratives and knowledge into something you can actually use. Have you ever spent 20 minutes scrolling through Netflix, searching for the perfect movie, only to feel drained and end up watching nothing? Or walked into a supermarket intending to buy something simple like cereal and found yourself staring at an entire wall of options, frozen, confused, and almost irritated? We laugh about it, but this experience is more than a daily inconvenience. It's a psychological trap that affects almost every decision we make. Today on FAQsaga, I'm Chaos with X, and we're exploring a problem that the modern world refuses to acknowledge: the paradox of choice. It's the idea that more freedom and more options don't always lead to more happiness. In fact, psychologist Barry Schwartz, who famously introduced this concept to the world through his book, The Paradox of Choice, in his TED Talk, argues that too many choices actually make us anxious, dissatisfied, and mentally exhausted. And the more we chase the perfect option, the more miserable we become. To illustrate this, let's begin with a story. Meet Riya. She's 24, ambitious, and eager to build the best version of her life. Like most people her age, she believes that more choices equal more opportunities. It sounds empowering: choose the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect lifestyle, and the perfect version of yourself. But one evening, Riya experiences the reality behind Barry Schwartz theory without even knowing it. She walks into a supermarket to buy cereal, that's it, just cereal. But as soon as she reaches the aisle, her confidence melts away. The shelves stretch endlessly, packed with 147 variations: chocolate filled, fruit flavored, protein boosted, sugar free, fiber rich, gluten free, keto friendly, almond flaked, cereals designed for diets she didn't even know existed. Rhea freezes. Overwhelmed by what Schwartz would call choice overload, she starts worrying about which cereal is healthier, which one tastes better, which one is worth the price, and which one she might regret not choosing. The longer she stands there, the worse she feels. This tiny decision becomes a moment of emotional paralysis, and that moment is exactly what Barry Schwartz predicted. He says that when we face too many options, our brain doesn't feel free, it feels burdened. Instead of empowerment, we experience anxiety. Instead of satisfaction, we experience doubt. And even after choosing, we often feel regret, imagining that one of the other 146 cereals might have been better. Schwartz argues that the modern world has overstated the idea that more choice equals more happiness. In reality, humans are not wired to process limitless variety. We crave meaning, not menus. Ria begins noticing the same pattern everywhere. Her career choices suddenly feel overwhelming. Social life feels fragmented. Her online shopping habits spiral into endless comparisons. Every small decision feels like a test she must pass, and every big decision feels like an exam she's doomed to fail. She begins to understand that something deeper is wrong, not with her, but with the world around her. I explained to her that Barry Schwartz wasn't just pointing out a problem, he was offering a map. He explained that when choices multiply, our expectations rise. We assume that with more options, we will easily find the perfect choice. But when reality falls short of perfection, even slightly, we feel disappointment more intensely. Schwartz calls this the tyranny of choice because it traps us in a cycle of overthinking, comparing, regretting, and second guessing. Ria listens, and for the first time, she feels understood. She asks how she can escape this cycle without giving up her freedom. So, we walk through the simple psychological steps that Barry Schwartz recommends and that countless people have used to create calmer, clearer lives. First, she learns to reduce noise. Schwartz says that the human brain works best when unnecessary choices disappear. So she starts making small changes. She organizes her wardrobe to avoid decision fatigue every morning. She deletes apps she doesn't need. She creates routines that remove trivial daily choices. Slowly, she feels her mind quieting down. She realizes that simplicity gives her more mental space to focus on what she truly cares about. Next, she learns to define her own criteria. Schwartz explains that choices feel overwhelming when everything looks equally important. So instead of blindly comparing, she asks herself what matters to her. When she applies this to the cereal aisle, everything changes. She asks a simple question: why do I want cereal? Her answer is straightforward. She wants something quick and filling for busy mornings. Once she knows that most of the 147 boxes vanish from her mental list, with a clear reason, choosing becomes effortless. Finally, she learns about the difference between maximizers and satisficers, one of Barry Schwartz's most important insights. Maximizers chase the perfect option in every situation, and as a result, they're often less happy even when they make objectively better choices. Satisficers choose something that meets their needs and move on. They don't obsess about perfection. They don't torture themselves with endless comparisons, and they end up happier, calmer, and more confident. Riya realizes she has spent her whole life maximizing everything: school choices, career decisions, clothes, relationships, hobbies, even the smallest purchases. She thought perfection was the goal, but now she sees that perfection is the prison. She decides to become a satisficer instead. A week later, she returns to the same supermarket aisle. The same 147 cereals stare back at her, but she feels different. She knows what she wants. She knows what matters to her. She picks a cereal that fits her needs, drops it into her basket, and walks away without hesitation. No anxiety, no regret, no mental chaos. And that's the moment she realizes that Barry Schwartz was right. Freedom is a limitless choice. Freedom is clarity. Happiness isn't having everything. Happiness is being content with what truly aligns with your life. Too many options don't liberate us, they exhaust us. The power comes not from having more to choose from, but from knowing what actually matters. So, as you finish this video, I want to challenge you with something simple. Remove one unnecessary choice from your day. Just one. Make your life lighter, make your mind quieter, make your freedom real again. If this message helped you, share it with someone who feels overwhelmed by life's endless demands. And if you want more videos where psychology meets culture and knowledge, you're already where you need to be. This is Chaos with X. You're watching FAQ Saga, and I'll see you in the next one.